most rewarding part, we did not change partners. We launched here with Joyce Beauty more than 10 years ago, and we're still with Joyce Beauty. Over the years, I have met, more people in the team, and it's just been fantastic. Launching the brand with Upper House, that's a new partner, but I can feel it in my heart that this is going to be a long-term partnership. Yes. The continuation of the brand and how the brand is growing, and it just makes me happy that we're still very relevant for the consumer here, and we can enhance their experiences and their journey in skincare.
Welcome to Style is a Mindset. Hi, I'm Veronica Lee. As a stylist for 10 years, content creator turned style educator, a great lesson that I've learned is style is beyond garments. It's the clarity between inner identity and outward expression. This podcast will give you positive energy, less draining, and empower you. This episode, we are honored to have Eva Alexandrides, 111 Skin co-founder with us, because her style goes far beyond aesthetics. It is her unique mindset of intuition, business thinking, positive luxury, and her female empowerment that serves as a magnetic source of inspiration. Hi Eva, welcome to Style is a Mindset. We're really happy to have you on the show. For the start kickoff, I always like to invite my guests to tell a little bit a background story of yourself. Would you like to share a little bit of story?
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me in this beautiful day, in this beautiful city. I'm very happy to be back. My name is Eva Alexandrides. I co-founded a skincare brand called 111 Skin, alongside with my husband, who is a plastic and reconstructive surgeon in London. I was born in Bulgaria. I have two boys. One is 21 and one is 15. And I love traveling the world and establishing my brand to have a global presence and to meet customers over the world.
And I know that your background is quite interesting too, very unique. You're from Silicon Valley and also in e-commerce. So I know that during that boom, you were there, and then did it arouse you to have like a different mindset surrounded by different people, creative people, people that just on the go, like what changed you or what you have learned during that period?
Yeah, I went to university in San Francisco. I did my undergraduate in international business and my graduate studies in electronic commerce. But I think the biggest learning has not really come from the university. It has come from just being surrounded, being in the right place at the right time when Silicon Valley was booming and a lot of new inventions came on the market with internet technology and advanced industries. And I was surrounded by people that believed in a dream and were creating really new industries for the first time. And I think that has helped me over the years. When I first started 101 Skin, I had this general belief that if something doesn't exist, you're able to create it.
Yeah, because the brand started with one single serum, and then how did it evolve, or like how did it make you feel like, okay, just one product? But in that mindset, did you have like a huge vision, or was it just step by step?
I have to say that the brand story and vision really came from the clients. My husband is a triple board certified plastic surgeon. He has his clinic in London, and the brand was born really from the need of his patients to have better quality skin. So we started with one product which was designed to help his patients heal after surgery. And then as they were using the product and falling in love with the long-term results, they were requesting to have more product in their assortment. So really, this was not a brand that was born in a boardroom with a strategy of having certain SKUs, certain markets. It was really created from the needs of real patients in the clinic.
That's really interesting because listening to this story, you really need to sort of pivot and then sort of know your clients and really know how to twist around it. But when it comes to skin, do you believe that because skin is the biggest organ in your body, and then when you start the day with a bad skin or when you have bad skin, does it affect like a posture or like when it comes to style? So skin, and then it was, for example, if I have a bad skin day, I will tend to like slouch, or like maybe she's looking at my pimple or maybe something like that. So do you feel that when you have a great skin, then automatically from inside out, your posture or what you dress is a total shift?
Absolutely. Skin is the biggest driver for self-confidence.
Agreed.
We apply skincare in the morning on fresh face before we cover our skin with any makeup, and you have this very personal relationship with your skin. And I think this is the time where it's very good to have a positive reinforcement and to tell something to yourself that allows you to love your skin, fall in love with your skin. And I think when we have healthy skin, we feel confident in general, and it's that's why it's super important to actually pay more attention to your skincare routine than to your makeup, because if you have an amazing base and healthy skin, then you need less makeup, and the makeup sits much better on top of the skin. So definitely, and the skin is living organ, and
Yes.
you actually have to allow your skin to go through different changes and not be very harsh on your skin, even if you do have a pimple, if you have redness, to understand that this is skin's reaction to something, but also be gentle and allow the skin to naturally heal.
And also your well-being too, right? So if you have a great skin, but your mental and, for example, I know that you have like a morning exercise routine that it's non-negotiable, right? And then so you have a good exercise, boost up the whole energy, and then circulation, and then put on the skincare. So and then you get dressed. So that whole morning routine will uplift mentally to the great mind shift for the day. But when it comes to women that you know, do they usually make a really silly mistake on skincare routine?
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us are guilty of perhaps overusing too many products. I think in the past, people used to use harsh acids, and there was the era of different wipes that you would use and pads on your face with harsh ingredients. I think now people are a little bit more educated, but nevertheless, I think you can have a very high quality routine with just a few products. And I think it's important to go to the brands that have a real science backing, and ideally a scientist behind the brand, someone that understands all the layers of the skin and understands how the ingredients apply to the skin. So I would say my advice would be less but more quality.
Yeah, the reason why I asked it because I really like the concept of healing before beautifying. So when you say that there's science behind it, you actually know that what you're using is not just instantly, it's healing. And then when there's healing, there's the root, and it actually becomes skin becomes more strong. And you just know, like, when you have a really nice handbag, you know the quality, you know it's gonna last long. And same as like different skin, you know that it's healing inside out. So I think this is quite interesting and very inspiring to modern women to know to prioritize how skincare is not just putting loads of different products on your face, but actually knowing that how it goes inside out in healing.
You need to empower your skin to be healthier for longer period of time. And I think this is the ultimate longevity, because when we talk about longevity, is not adding more years to our life. It's adding more quality to the years that we have. And I think the same is when it comes to skin. You just want your skin to feel hydrated, healthy, glowing for extended period of time. And in order to achieve that, actually you have to be quite serious with your skincare routine and really use quality products.
So when it comes to launching 111 Skin, did you ever imagine it would be such a global luxury brand?
It would have been impossible to imagine that, I'll be sitting in Hong Kong in upper house with this beautiful view discussing, our global positioning, because the way the brand started was really to help the patients in the clinic to have higher quality, better results post treatments, post surgical, non surgical treatments. So I actually never really imagined that the brand would be out of the clinic. We were fortunate that Harrods many years ago was actually developing more the doctor-driven skincare positioning, and they came to us. They had identified us as a serious brand, and they launched us. And actually, Joyce Beauty here in Hong Kong came just a few years after we launched in Harrods, and they also wanted to move a little bit more into the scientific beauty space. And I feel that brands like 101 Skin resonate with the modern consumer, because they're looking for high quality, effective products, but they also want to know who are the people behind the brand and the real authentic stories and founders. So I could not have imagined it, but I actually feel very proud where we are at the moment, because I think that we worked really hard to create a brand that is lasting.
What was the defining moment during that journey?
You know, there are defining moments, many. We have been around for more than 10 years. So I think definitely defining moment for me was launching in Harrods, one of the most sophisticated department stores came to us and they requested us to launch. But also a defining moment was launching in Joyce Beauty. This was, to me, this was the space where they bring all the credible, sophisticated, but also modern brands. And when I came here and this was my first time in Hong Kong in 2015, I just really felt the energy. So that was a defining moment. The first time we launched in a spa, it's a defining moment. Now we are with Upper House. We went to Shanghai, we went to Chengdu, we are here. So that's a real special moment because I know that Upper House is doing something unique.
Yes.
They're really catering to the modern consumer, that it's lifestyle oriented. And for us to partner with them, it's a very, very special moment because I understood that the brands are very aligned.
Now talking about the whole stylish, okay, so Chengdu, I remember they had beautiful lamps in the hallway,
Yeah.
and then Shanghai they had a really nice entrance, and then here there's this beautiful backdrop. And I do know that they have a really nice closet too. And digging deep into style, I want to ask, how would you describe 3 words about your style?
I would say that my style is it's effortless, comfortable, and with a twist.
I like it with a twist. So does it depend on your mood or the people you are meeting, your clients, or different occasions?
My lifestyle is very active, and I actually bike when I bike to work. So most of the time I have to wear very functional, athletic leisure clothes when I go to work. But when I have events or when I travel, I really spend a lot of time thinking about what I would wear, because that to me is a special occasion. And I like to be comfortable, but I also like to wear something that it's kind of unique to my own style. And I also love to wear local designers as well at the places where I travel to.
Then what is your must-have item? Like whenever you go traveling, like what you have to, like, for example, like a blazer or a pair of like really cute heels or like your special clutch. What's that special item?
So that special item are my sneakers, my aloe outfit for running, because I don't feel that I have arrived to a place unless I have checked in and went straight for a run. It doesn't matter if it's 7 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock at night. That's how I familiarize myself with the area, with the neighborhood, even with the country. So I love to do that. But I do have a clutch that follows me everywhere. It's kind of an old Dior. It's not. It's made of. It's this bag. I don't know what it's made of,
we will
but
check it out
yeah,
later.
it's kind of like it's not soft, so it's very easy to travel, and I take it on the go in the park at night. So yeah, it's something that travels with me everywhere. And I do like to have a white blazer. I feel like white
Yes.
blazer
Is everything.
Yeah, it's
Anything,
everything.
throw on a white blazer.
Even on top
Good
of my
skin,
aloe outfit,
yeah,
I can throw a
everything.
white blazer.
Same, me too. Like I have a really cute blazer that has like more structured, and then so whenever I don't feel as confident, I do it, and then it's like
Yeah.
I'm feeling good. Yeah.
And a pair of Alessandra Rich jeans.
But you have a really nice Alexandra Rich dress too. I saw that beautiful white dress. It was just stunning on you.
I love Alessandra Rich. I feel like Alessandra Rich is very similar to who we are. She's a pioneer in the space. She's a founder, creates her brand. She creates timeless pieces, and I really every time I wear something of hers, I feel very confident.
Inner energy.
Yes.
But I feel like a modern style is not just about outfit, because I've been looking at your work and your lifestyle, and I'm digging deeper, and I feel like your elegance, it's in the inner energy of what you do for like sustainability and how you project it on your brand. So tell me a little bit more about the prize that you have won for the positive sustainability for the butterfly watermark.
Yeah, Positive Luxury.
Yes,
Yes.
positive luxury.
So we have worked with Positive Luxury for many years. It's a very difficult certification to achieve because they look at your production cycle, the partners that you work with, your packaging. So it's a very thorough checklist of what you do, and it takes my team more than a year to collect all the data and the information. But it's very important, and there's a few things. For example, we don't test on animals, and I think if we were testing on animals, we probably would have had a bigger business in China.
Yes.
We try to be very considerate how we ship our goods because it has to do with the heaviness of all your products. So we have multiple warehouses, so we cut the transportation cost. So there's many different ways that you can contribute, but I think one of the best things that we have done as a brand is also aligned with a charity called Women for Women International, where we support women in war zones to have vocational programs in order for them to be able to sustain a lifestyle and support themselves.
And you also give mentorship to younger women too, which is so amazing. So usually, what kind of advice will you give the women that, for example, they want a voice, they want to discover their confidence? What are some common advice you will share with them?
I think looking back at the 15, 20 years that I have been running this brand, I think the advice is that actually setbacks and difficult learnings are very important, and these are probably some of the best lessons. And it's never just a straight line of successful steps along the way. You learn through difficult times, and I think embracing the difficulties and taking them as a learning opportunity is probably one of the best attitudes you can have.
And I know that in your work atmosphere, you're very supportive into mothers who are working. And if I ever do come to London, I would really want a summer part-time job because you give flexible hours to working mothers, and also you adapt with like you. How do you like what was your inspiration? What was your idea of having this such, I would say, empathy for working moms?
So first of all, I was a working mom. I started the brand when I was pregnant with my first son, who is now in his 20s. And then I had another son who is 15 along the way. So I was pregnant throughout the period, and I've also had to take care of my children. So we are very supportive we are actually 90% female, 90% women that work in the business. And I understand the transitional period that needs to happen. First, when you're pregnant, second, when you give birth. So first of all, we allow moms to take a full year off after pregnancy, after giving birth. Then they come at a flexible hours back. So they come at 3 days and then 4 days. So we build it up because it's always a hard transition. But I also, when it comes to flexible hours, it's not just for moms. We have flexible working hours for the office team. So they come to work three days a week, and 2 days they work from home. So we try to be kind of aligned with what the modern people want to have and the lifestyle. But I tend to be supportive. It's not always easy. I have to be completely honest with you. Having at the moment 3 senior people on maternity, it's not easy because you have to find their temporary replacement. But nevertheless, I think it's important, and I do want people to have quality life outside of work. And if they want to have families, we have to be there for them.
Is that how you balance on how you do self-care, motherhood, and leadership for yourself too? So you know like when to do what and how to organize your whole schedule or your whole day?
Yeah, I mean, I try over the years, I have learned that it's very important for me to do something, a physical exercise in the morning. It sets my day sets my energy right. And I do like to be very involved in the running of the business. I am a founder and chief creative officer, but I have a CEO and I have a full team that I trust. And my leadership style is usually allowing people to thrive and to do their best if in their their chosen fields. But I do like to be involved as a founder, and I go around and I see many different things and I share. So balancing everything is not always easy, but it's okay. I think it's fine also to know that some days you
not
have
the
amazing
best,
energy
yes.
and some days you don't, and you have to embrace this as a person.
But when you have the bad days, do you just step back a little bit, refocus, and then just try to tackle the problems and
Yes, yeah. I mean, look, I have had the company for many years. We've had a lot of, difficult times. If anybody tells you that they are
you are
not, there's
smooth
no,
and no, they're
that it's
like
smooth,
no,
then
yeah.
it's probably they don't want to share the details. So we have had quite a few, serious things that have happened to the company. And the way I balance things is that I do have a positive attitude. I do believe that you do good and good things happen to you. And I think the setbacks are opportunity for me to reset and think about what needs to happen. And sometimes it's just kind of shifting focus or shifting energy to certain things that you need to fix. But when it comes to my own personal energy, I try to preserve it. And there are days where I actually, kind of cave back in and
Just
have
need that
less.
zone,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, and I
And I
need
think
my
it's
own
important.
time.
Yeah, it's important to know that too, because when you just think you're good or you can do it, then it burns you out, and then to the point that it's hard to come back into your like your energy. You spend a great deal of time meeting customers, partners, and teams around the world. What gives you the confidence that the market truly understands and embraces the values of 111 Skin?
Yeah, so this is has been super important for me from the beginning. And when it comes to, for example, Asia and the Asian customer, we took this very seriously, trying to understand their needs. We have in London, we actually cater to a very big community of Asians. We have Chinese translators in my husband's clinic. And I personally have spent quite a lot of time in Asia understanding the consumer, understanding what they really need, how they use skincare in order for me to create something unique and special for this market. So for me, going and spending time with real people in the real market is the ultimate research that I can do versus just looking at trends and understanding. And it's super valuable, and it actually gives us an idea of how to create or fine tune specific products.
So you actually enjoy doing research, like you're the first hand person to actually experience, maybe when you're at different places, you experience the climate or different lifestyles of the consumers in that country. Like what are the most interesting finds of it? Like for example, in Hong Kong, do you feel like there's a difference in their lifestyle or the consumer behavior?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, Hong Kong is a very sophisticated consumer here. And I think Asian customers in general love prevention more than intervention. Okay, maybe more so in Korea with the intervention, but in general, prevention is a very important part. And that's why our brand always stands for longevity, prevention, and looking at long-term health of the skin. And I think the consumers here understand that, and they really value brands that are, first of all, having scientists behind the brand. It's super important. And I love to communicate with them. I love to know what they're doing outside of their skincare routine. What does their day look like? How do they work out? What are their interests? Because it's getting to know the mentality of our clients really shapes how we create experiences for them. And for example, we are in 105-star spas. These treatments have been really specifically tailor-made and created with our consumer in mind. What does this consumer want to experience? We're not forcing treatments to them. We are allowing them to tell us what they need.
Like their personal needs. For example, tomorrow I need to go to like a huge event, like a red carpet event. So you will know which category or which mask to use and which massage on the face. Or I have to say, the packaging and the product is very iconic. Would you say it's iconic?
First of all, I'm going to go back to the previous
Yes,
point.
yes.
It's exactly what you say, what you said. So in the spas, we have, for example, radiance facial, depuffing facial, black diamond lifting and firming. This is exactly as a result of listening to what our clients want, because we know that if they have an event, they want to have a radiance facial, which
Yes.
is not extremely deep and extremely technical, because they're going straight to an
Sure.
event. When we talk about black diamond lifting and firming, that's a facial that has a very long-term lifting effect. And so we're creating the experiences based on the needs of the clients. When it comes to packaging, I like to take some credit, because when it comes to everything that's inside the packaging, that's my husband.
Yes.
That's a plastic surgeon that cuts the skin,
Ingredients.
understands the three-dimensional healing
Yes.
of the skin, and every ingredient is very thoughtfully selected to have long-term results. When it comes to the outer packaging, that's me. And I think I wanted my brand to actually stand out. And I didn't like when I went to stores and saw a sea of white.
Yes.
And everybody just kind of wanted to
Minimal,
follow the same
yes.
pattern.
Yes.
And I just felt that why not? Like, life is colorful, and why shouldn't also the skincare have a sense of glamour in it? So I was very thoughtful about picking glass packaging, color that pops, and of course the science speaks for itself.
I have to give you credits for that too, because as a stylist, when I walked into Joyce Beauty, it automatically, I just wanted to walk in because of the colors. It has like a futuristic with like magenta, black, and then ice blue. It's just really eye-catching. So I need to like be like, no, you did super well. And then and even putting it on too, like whenever I have a mask on, or I would just, it's automatically I want to take a selfie. And then I've been looking at how you could do different like the black and then like different ways, so creative. And I think it brings a community together to like share different ways, like how would you wear it, how would you do it. So I think it's really thinking outside the box and making it super iconic.
Well, that's why listening to customers it's important, because we knew that the client, Yannis says, the people that go to his clinic are very sophisticated. They want the best of the best, and they want long-term results. But we also know that they want everything to be the best. So we wanted to combine the science with the sensorial experience. So I'm very happy you said that when you put the mask, it feels beautiful on the skin, sensorial. That's the effect we wanted to create, because ingredients and science is there, that's guaranteed, but why not also make it really sensational experience?
Do you have like a special outfit for every mask, or I'm digging deep into the styling mask now. It's like mask styling now. So yeah, do you have a favorite pajama or anything with the mask?
I think, yeah, I should. Actually, that's a very good idea. We should develop some very special, like silk pajamas to go with the mask. We don't have it, but coming from you, I will consider it very seriously.
Thank you. Yeah, I could give you some tips on it.
I think it's a fantastic idea. We have to think about it.
Because sometimes when I do like take the selfie or anything, I also just go from here. And then at the bottom, it's just like it doesn't match. It still needs some like styling for us. So I think it'll be quite an interesting collaboration or like a branding.
Anybody that's listening and has a beautiful silk pajama brand, please get in touch with us. We'll seriously consider it. But speaking of colors, obviously our masks are very catchy, very beautiful, and we have a very strong following from celebrities around the globe. But when it comes to the colors, they're actually very specific, and they're driven by ingredients. So the rose, which is for radiance, it has rose gold.
Yes.
Or the depuffing, it's inspired by cryotechnology, which is very sophisticated technology, and that's why it's blue. It's connected to water and cryotechnology and cold temperatures. And then the black, it's lifting and firming. So they are, as far as they're very glamorous, but they're also very specific. Yeah.
Other from the business side and your mindset, there's something really cute about this business too, is because you and your husband are the founders. And whenever I see interviews or like different exposures of media of you two, you guys just sink in perfectly. Is there any like do's or don'ts for couples who want to start up their own company or their own brand?
Yeah, definitely. What has worked for us is the fact that we have completely distinct roles in the company, and I never claim to be the scientist. This is Yanis's role, and he allows me to be more creative when it comes to the look and feel of the brand. So we respect each other's knowledge, and we have never clashed on that level. But I think it's also important to know that he's a full-time surgeon,
Yes.
so we actually don't really work side by side every day, and that's important. But usually, if you have a trusted partner, it becomes your biggest source of comfort, because that's one person that you can share everything.
Yes.
And you cannot always share everything with the
yes.
people that work for you, because if it's something difficult, then you don't want to scare them and you don't want to create a sense of uncertainty. But with a partner, you share everything and it becomes a very, very strong bond and an opportunity to grow together.
Is there a moment or a story you could share with us that maybe like there's a time that you just know it's, when it's couples, they have that instinct of like you don't even need to say it. I know it. Like, is there a moment like that during your whole journey of the launch or product?
I mean, I have a very strong relationship with my husband, and I think that there's, continuous moments like this. So we understand each other, we respect each other. I think over the years, I have always respected him as a surgeon, but I have learned to really appreciate him as a father. It has been amazing to see him having such a strong, important role in the life of our boys and how dedicated he is. And I think he also is respecting many of the things that I have done and achieved. And we do have this constant understanding of just kind of nodding at each other when something positive is happening. But when you have the right partner, you intensify the positive experiences, become more positive, and the negative experiences are less negative. And I really could not have done this on my own.
Wow. So the key is respect, dedication, understanding, guys. Remember that. This is the key ingredients. Now, wrapping up, I'll usually have a mind shift method or a mind shift quote. Is there a certain mind shift moment or a message you want to share with our audience?
As of lately, as you grow, and the brand is now a global brand, and it's normal for me to have a critical view on everything, because I want the brand to be the best it can possibly be. So my I've recently shifted my mindset. If I see something that can be improved, I don't look at this as a negative. I look at it as an amazing opportunity. And it actually really helps me, because if you look at things and you think it's negative, then it has a long-term impact and effect on you. But when you look at this as an opportunity,
Yes.
then it's positive opportunities to keep improving.
It's also like the power of like a resilience too. So when it brings you down, it gives you a better, stronger, and a more bold way to tackle the problem. So the last question is, as you return to Hong Kong this week, what was the most rewarding about connecting with the people who supported One Skin journey over the years?
The most rewarding part really has been the fact that we did not change partners. We launched here with Joyce Beauty more than 10 years ago, and we're still with Joyce Beauty. And I see the same people from the team that we launched, and over the years I have met more people in the team, and it's just been fantastic. But also launching the brand with Upper House, that's a new partner, but I can feel it in my heart that this is going to be a long-term partnership.
Yes.
So we have an existing partner, we have a new partner, but it's the continuation of the brand and how the brand is growing, and it just makes me happy that we're still very relevant for the consumer here, and we can enhance their experiences and their journey in skincare.
Yeah, I think when it's a long term, every single time when we come back to Upper House, it just feels like home. So thank you so much for being here, and it's a great conversation to have in terms of 111 Skin, your mind shift, and also your internal modern energy that gives to our audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
It's been so
you.
pleasant.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
谢谢。Thank you. Yeah.